Well, hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is my 1-year report of the RoboRock S4. Yes, I've had this in my house for 1 year and I'm about to tell you what I think about it, and I'm also about to show you its replacement. So stay tuned, that's coming right after this. So the RoboRock S4 is the entry line in the RoboRock vacuums with the LiDAR-based navigation system. So if you want just a robot vacuum that vacuums with LiDAR-based navigation, this is the one you're going to choose right here. When this came out, it was different in design than any of the other RoboRock vacuums, and this still holds true today with its semi-transparent, almost clear lid here, which is designed to allow you to see through. It did have a more upscale piano style finish, and I really like the way the S4 looks. Additionally, the S4 was known to have some issues with climbing thresholds when it first came out. So a lot of people dinged it because it wouldn't get over transitions between like carpet and floor, wouldn't get over tall rugs. I can see what they're saying. I've never personally really had too much of an issue with it myself, but that seemed to be the #1 complaint. But where that was the complaint, one of the best things was that this robot vacuum was one of the more powerful robot vacuums out there and cleaned like no other, including in competition with the RoboRock line. I have found that to be fairly true. I think this robot vacuum sits a bit closer to the floor. It does an excellent ability of picking up dirt and debris in my house. It has not given me any issues with navigation. I can pleased to say that after a year of ownership and running this in my house multiple times a week, I highly recommend you purchase a RoboRock S4. And I highly suggest that you think about doing it, especially if it becomes on sale, because sometimes I've seen these things on sale for under $300, and at that, it is a really good price for an excellent LiDAR-based smart robot vacuum. All right, with that said, again, highly recommend this guy. I've had it in my house over a year, no real issues. Still on the original brush roller, original filter. The battery life seems to be just fine. No real issues there. I just haven't had any problems out of it. It's just worked, and it's worked really well for a year. So one of my favorite robot vacuums to date so far. So now let's talk about something different. Well, maybe not so different. This is, after all, an S4. This is the new S4 Max. And RoboRock just released this a little over a month ago to the general public. And they were kind enough to send me this unit to review, and I will do just that. So first, let's talk about what is different. The differences between the two units on the outside are very subtle. First, you may notice the appearance. Obviously, this gone is the semi-transparent lid of the S4, and instead you have this nice matte black finish here. Along with that, on the edge of the robot you have a gray trim. It looks really nice. It does not look cheap at all. They've also added a top bump sensor to the LiDAR here, and what that does is if it goes under a chair or a low table and it bumps into this LiDAR, it will automatically reverse to keep from damaging this. That's something the S4 did not have. Other than that, on the very front, you will notice an extra sensor up here that is missing on the S4. The only thing this does is help it dock. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. Other than that, it does have a side sensor here for getting really close to your walls. It's just like it is on the S4, but S4 was vertical, whereas this one's horizontal, and the S4 was more on the side of the unit. Otherwise, there are no real changes. So flipping it over here on the bottom, you will see that this looks pretty similar to the original S4. We have the same roller brush and guard. In fact, all of the roller brushes and the guards that hold the roller brush in are all interchangeable between all RoboRock models, and also the detachable ends to help you get the hair untangled. Those are all, like I said, interchangeable between all RoboRock models. This one is no different. So on the bottom here we have the rubberized side spinning brush that is just like the one on the original S4. Down here we have the charging contacts, which are on the bottom of the S4 Max. They are on the back of the original S4. I actually prefer them on the back. This is the same setup that is on my S6 Max V. With the larger charging contacts on the back, it's easier for me to set the robot on the charging base and get it to make contact to charge. This makes it a little bit more difficult for me. So I do like the charging base design already better on the original S4. This one also adds a carpet boost sensor, which is located right here. This carpet boost sensor will allow it to boost up to the maximum speed of the robot vacuum when it goes from floors to carpets or rugs. If it's not on max speed, it will automatically boost it up. Sometimes maybe you'd want to vacuum your floors on a lower speed, and then you would want the highest speed for your carpet, so it automatically boosts. That is something you can turn off though. I do recommend it. I like it a lot. One other noticeable change to the S4 Max is the direction of the wheel motors. So as we look here, this is the front of the robot, and if you look, these wheel motors are actually mounted reverse from the original S4. The original S4, these are actually turned around. Now, RoboRock said at the time that was to help the original S4 back off of high thresholds. And that's because the original S4, as I mentioned before, was lower to the floor, and it caused it to sometimes get hung up. And so they reversed the motor and the drive wheel system in order to help it get off of high thresholds. I've also noticed that the wheels on this S4 Max are a bit skinnier than the original S4. I think it's like maybe about 1/4 of an inch skinnier, but they are skinnier wheels. Now, I don't know if that really affects anything as far as performance, longevity, or anything like that, but I sure will report it if that is the case. The third wheel here, the roller wheel, is unchanged, so everything else down here is pretty much the same, including your 4 cliff sensors, which are pretty standard. So when we're talking about under the hood here, we do have one change that I do like on the S4 Max. It does come with its own crevice tool with onboard storage. Now, the S4 did come with one of these crevice tools, but there was no place to store it on board. Not so more on the S4 Max. You can store this guy right here on board. So I do like the fact that they added that. The dustbin now is a little bit more clear. This is actually the same dustbin that they put in the S6 Max V. I know that because I interchanged them both, and they both fit in each other's bin. So that is a little bit bigger than the original S4. The original S4 had a 420 milliliter dustbin, whereas this one has a 460 milliliter dustbin. Also has the same washable HEPA filter that is in all of the RoboRock robot vacuum models, so that is a good thing. It did come with a extra filter too, so nice bonus there. Overall, those are really the basic changes with the RoboRock S4 Max. And I'll tell you now, there are some software changes right out of the box with this thing. Now, these software changes are reported to be coming from RoboRock for the original S4 anytime now. So when the original S4 gets these changes, these will no longer be an advantage. But if you want these changes right now, you can go ahead and order the RoboRock S4 Max and get these changes implemented right away. With the retail price of just $30 more than the original S4, it's not a bad price. So the changes that the S4 Max comes with right out of the box is a multi-floor support up to 4 floors. That's right, you can save up to 4 maps and take one robot vacuum up and down your stairs in your house, and you won't have to have one per floor. So multi-floor support is something a lot of people have been asking for a long time on the original S4. The S4 Max comes with it right outside the box. Also, the ability to name your rooms, kitchen, living room, dining room, whatever you want to name them, you name your rooms, and you can also sequence them in order. So that is a nice handy feature and a welcome feature to the S4 line. I will be putting this S4 Max through its paces. I'll be putting it up against the S6 Max V. I'll be putting it up against the original S4, and I will tell you exactly what I think about it and how, if it does better, if it does worse, whichever way, I will definitely report it to you and let you know. The S6 Max V will be coming up on a long-term report here pretty soon. I've had it in my house for about 6 months. I'll tell you everything about it and what I think about it real soon. And I'll be reporting back pretty soon on this one to tell you what I think. For that, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like this video and share the video. I appreciate your time, everyone. Take it easy. Bye-bye.